Good morning. Well, good afternoon, child. Because listen, we didn't bypass the morning. I don't even know how we got here so quickly. Oh my gosh. So obviously, my I don't know what's going on with my streaming for Instagram today. So I am going to have to stream a different type of stream today, my friends. I was trying to do it all at once, and then I don't know what happened, but it's not working. So IG, geez, is about to be a little different. Hi, Yvonne from Jonesboro. Who's on here? Hi, Purple Queen, Charlene, Sean. Good afternoon, guys. T Raina, welcome. Tina Turner, welcome. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Mickey. I'm well, guys. Come on in the room. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I had to do y'all, when I say CBC ward me out, Saints. I'm tired. I'm tired. I wanted to go live last night. Child, the bed won. The bed won. The bad one, and that's just what it is. So hi IG, I'm happy to stream from my phone because my streaming situation is not situation, and so here we are. So I probably won't be able to see your comments on IG. So hey, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. CBC was a good time, but y'all, I promise you, every day I am reminded that my birthday is next week. My birthday is next week, and I will be 43. And the way this 43 is set up, when I tell you CBC, TKO, you're my behind, I was done. Come yesterday, don't ask me to do nothing. Hi, Savannah. Hi, Faith. Hey, Cece. Hello, Marita. Like, it was just, CBC was great, but I can wait again until next year. How about that? I can wait. I don't need anything CBC related for quite some time. Y'all, I feel like we have so much to talk about just because, it's been a long weekend. Y'all, Tito Jackson, oh my gosh, may he rest in peace. I feel like I cannot log in anywhere without seeing that somebody done passed away. Like, what is going? Y'all, that hit me. I'm not even going to hold you. Tito was one of my favorite Jacksons. Tito and Jermaine. But Tito hit me hard. I was like, what? Yeah. Mr. Beverly passed this week. Last week. My aunt passed last week. Oh boy. It's been something, right? It's been something. You said Libra Nation here. Yes, I am. My birthday is September 26th. And I can't wait. I done got past homecoming with my kids. My little went to homecoming for the first time, y'all. That was rough. I tried not to cry because I was headed to somewhere for CBC, and I was like, yo, this is hard. Nobody talks about what you go through as a parent when your kids start aging. Oh my gosh. Seeing her, I wasn't ready. I don't think I've been ready because she's the baby for us. And it was just rough. Anyway, she looked beautiful. She had a good time. Now this week is my aunt's funeral. And yes, one of my favorite aunts too. And I love my aunt because she was little like me. Like most of the women in my family are not short, but her and I were the shorty doo-wops of the family. And I don't know. It's just sad. So she was actually one of the most supportive family members that I've had since everything's been happening in my life. And honestly, it just sucked to go to her Instagram page One of the last messages she sent me was that she was so proud of me. So I screenshotted it to save it, but I just horrible. Anyway, all that to say, y'all, it's been a lot going on. I had a good time. Let's just talk. So we're going to talk about CBC for a second. So I did a lot of great events. So Saturday, I went to CBC's Black and White Gala, and it was thrown by Social Architects. Y'all, it was 4,000 people there. 4,000. Now, I would have never guessed it was 4,000. It was a lot of people there. But 4,000 is wild. What I made note of, and y'all know I love talking relationships. It's just a topic that interests me. And you don't have to like it. But I was sitting on the couch while they were getting stuff together. And I ended up striking up a conversation with the local matchmaker. And she was there to actually scout for a client, which was really interesting. And she was like, I don't mean to disturb you, but I have male clients as well. She was like, are you single? I said, nope. Nope, I'm not. He on the way. But anyway, we started talking. And literally, well, the one is not really a secret. But all that to say, so literally we were talking about how it was 30 women, 30, I'm not even kidding, 30 women to one man. 30 women. I literally could not have imagined being single in that environment. And then let's not even count the men that weren't looking for women. So the pool was even like, I'm like, I couldn't imagine. I literally couldn't imagine trying to choose in that type of environment. 30, y'all. Easy. 30. No, I don't want it. There's no way that I would want to be chosen nor choose when it's 30 women, y'all, to one man. Had to be easy, 20 to 1 or 30 to 1. I'm going to be generous. I'll say 20 to 1, still too high. Woo, the single women were fighting for their life on Saturday night because then let's see, literally that there were men that were coupled up. There were men who didn't like women. And so it didn't leave a whole lot left. And then the men who were single, a lot of them had their heads on a swivel because it was too many women. You said go to Lowe's. The ratio is better. Listen, I said, oh, heck no. I would have just charged it up and been like, I ain't going to find nobody tonight. It's definitely going to be a single type of night because no. Definitely was way too many single women to men. And yes, Lowe's had a better ratio for sure. I was just so blown. I'm like, y'all. It was not what it was. It didn't give what it needed to give for single women. And I'm just like, for me, DC is full of so many educated, successful, beautiful. First of all, I be telling women all the time, you got to bring more to the table than being pretty. Pretty is a dime a dozen, especially in DC. Honey, these women come dressed to impress all the time. All the time. So pretty is not to an advantage. You know what I mean? Like, it's not to your advantage to be just pretty. It's not even to your advantage to be successful. There's a lot of successful women out here. And then I also tell women, men don't really care about your money unless they're a gold digger themselves or opportunists. They don't care what kind of money you make. That's not important to them. Don't get it twisted. Y'all believe in all these 50-50 men? They need support. But most men don't care. money is not at the top of their list. Now, they would prefer for you not to be raggedy, but money ain't that high. It's just hard. It's hard because so many men get here in the DMV and realize they have so many options. I mean, the 50-year-olds is banging. The 20-year-olds is banging. Everybody, every age group got banging women in it. And all of these women are competing for a very small pool of men. You got to exclude the DLs. You got to exclude the same sex. It's just, I'm not interested in one. You said, I love checking out the professional fashions when I go to DC for work. Listen, people can dress here. I mean, I just don't know. It's tough. It's not an easy dating market. Anyone who tells y'all that DC is an easy dating market, they lying. The streets will tell, literally will tell you otherwise. The men have a lot of options here. A lot. It's more women than men. Easy. So they know it. And this is the thing that blow me, because of the ratios being so heavily off. The average men think they above average. And a lot of them will get offended when they try to, outkick their coverage. And then because you don't want them back, they get an attitude. And it's like, no. I have settled once or twice in my lifetime. Never again. It's not fun. It's not fun. I really have settled once or twice in my lifetime. Hey, Alex, I will never settle again. I would rather be by myself. I mean it. I'm not interested. It never works when you settle. Because usually what happens is eventually you come across what you really want. And now you got to have some hard conversations that you don't really want to be having. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I just don't believe in it. Don't settle, ladies and gents. It's not worth it. I don't ever want to settle again. It's tough looking at somebody you really don't want to be with. And I ain't talking about in the looks department. It's just that when you settle, everything about the person get on your nerves. You don't like the way they slurp. You don't like the way they chew. You don't like the way they blink. You don't like the way they brush their teeth. It's hard. I just wait. Just wait. It's not worth it. I'm so serious. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. I would heavily advise against it. Because usually the people you settle for like you more than you like them. And somebody's feelings always going to end up hurt when that's the case. And I'm not saying that you mean to hurt their feelings. I'm just saying that's what usually end up hurting. I'm not referring to my first husband. That was not a settle. We didn't work out. I've been very candid about that. Everybody else after that is questionable. It's just the truth. At the very least, I knew the kid's dad would always be a good dad no matter what. That I knew. His dad was a good dad and serious about fatherhood. So I knew he would always be about fatherhood. Never had to worry about that. He was smart. Didn't have to worry about him being dumb as a box of rocks. That irritates my soul too, by the way. I can't stand no dumb man. Anyway, I knew that he had goals outside of just playing football. Some people get so fixated on one thing, they can't see the forest for the trees. So I didn't settle on him. We were just young. And I think we both could be honest to this day. If we were older, we wouldn't have chose each other because we're just two different people. However, this is why we've been able to successfully co-parent, because we both were very serious about being good parents to our kids, even though we didn't work out. So, I wish him well. He wishes me well. We don't have no drama. I don't understand all of it. Your kids suffer when you have a bunch of drama. And we, at the most, I mean, it was bad enough they had to go through a divorce. We weren't going to sit here and make their life complicated. So we are fine. But hey, honey, everybody else after that is questionable. And I take full responsibility for my settling. I do. I don't blame these men for being who they are. I blame myself. I blame myself. I don't feel like for a long time I was an active participant in my dating. You know, some women are just willing to be chose by whoever chooses them. I had a phase of that. And then the other part is that just settling. Like, girl, you know you don't like these people. See, everybody ain't gonna be honest. I'm telling y'all to get honest. I don't mean no harm. So I don't even entertain. Hey, listen, once I figure out that I don't like you like that, I'm gonna walk away. Now, it's not personal. I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. You're not gonna guilt trip me into liking you. I don't like you like that, and it's best if we go on. I wish you the best. You said I have to find a dress for a military dining event in DC. Oh, that's awesome. I like dressing up, y'all. I dress up just because, but I like, getting a little fancy. Now, the one I will admit that is, now, y'all, I'm going to be honest. I can't sit here and tell you that I be knee deep into, I can't tell y'all be knee deep into signs and all this stuff. I'm not. I don't even read no horoscopes. I don't believe in it. However, what I will say is interesting. Most Libras are very, very whimsical in that they are hopeless romantics and they can romanticize a block. And so I do agree with you. It is the lower side of being a Libra, just wanting to have a relationship for the sake of having a relationship. Don't be vetting nobody. Just, happy to play around with the idea of being in love. But as you mature, that gets real old because it's just a lot of time wasted unnecessarily. And you might as well just be honest with yourself and start actually learning what you really want. So I'm not even going to hold you. That is a very Libra-ish trait. But a mature one, once we figure it out, we's not going to sit here and entertain nobody that we don't like for no given. Once we done, we out. So that's very true. I feel like that was me for the longest time. Like, I prefer to be in a relationship. And I feel like a lot of that, I was raised in a 2-parent household. I got married at 19. So for a long time, I just preferred to be coupled up. That's where I'm most comfortable. But now, not anymore. I would rather be by myself. That I just, it's not worth it to me to entertain someone that I don't really like that. You said, I do believe in the MBTI matching. My husband is a Libra who remembers everything. We do have the memory of an elephant. My mom says that to me all the time. Y'all, I can remember some details. I will tell you what you had on, where we were, who was sitting where. I do remember a lot. Now, I'm not the greatest with names. I don't forget faces. Now, typically, if I see your face once, I will remember your face, even if I don't remember your name. But, now it's like, y'all, I'm just too old. I am very particular. And I will not settle. Very particular. So I don't know. You live and you learn. That's all you can do, really. Nobody's perfect. No one's gonna get it right 100% of the time. Even the people that give relationship advice still be getting it wrong. You just live, you learn, you make a note, and then you keep going. That's all you can do. So let me tell you. Hi, Ashley said Libra is just not an easy sign to make happy in relationships. They are my best friends, though. Oh, Libras can be very, very demanding. We can. We have very high standards. Very high standards. I think the bigger thing with making Libras happy is that Libras have a tendency to be very indecisive. So I don't think it's a matter of making them happy. It's just making them happy if they're decided on what they want. But usually they're not decided on what they want. So they bounce, you bounce around from here to there. But they typically have very high standards for sure. But I'm going to be honest. This is not just sign specific. I think you got to find someone who is happy with themselves. I don't think it's your partner's responsibility to make you happy. That's my personal opinion. I don't believe it's your partner's responsibility to make you happy. I'm happy on my own. I don't need my partner to make me happy. I think it's important that you pay attention to what each other needs, but it ain't my partner's responsibility to make me happy. So I think if that's the case, then you probably need to take responsibility for your own happiness. That's too much control to give to one human being. And it's too flaky. What if your partner dies? What if your partner is incapacitated? What if your partner gets sick? And if they're responsible for your happiness, you're in trouble. There is no one that is responsible for my happiness but me. I don't put that on my partner. He can add to it. He can amplify it, but he is not responsible for it, nor do I hold him responsible for it. See, in my younger years, I used to like to be entertained. And once once I felt like they weren't wooing me and pursuing me anymore, I would get bored. That's a very immature way of thinking. It's very immature. Once you mature and you get older and you learn that you are responsible for your own happiness, all that changed. So that's not your partner's responsibility. Just too many variables to give someone that type of control over your life. Your partner down, you down. They happy, you happy. That's wild. Hey, Aunt Natty. You said examples of a partner trying to make you happy. I mean, gifting you, treating you to dinner, trying to make sure it's one thing to have care and concern, but when people actually devote their entire life to ensure that they don't make any mistakes and they're not walking on eggshells around you and they're doing everything you're asking them to do, and you can't hardly think straight because you need to run it by the other person because if you don't, they may be upset. Like, It's not your partner's responsibility to make you happy. It's not. I just don't have time for that. And nor do I want to be responsible for making my partner happy. Do I want to add to his happiness? Sure. Do I want him to be happy when he's with me? Sure. But me being responsible for it, why you ain't happy on your own? It just don't make good sense. I don't know. I think too many people are receivers in relationships. Nobody wants to give. Nobody wants to contribute. It's all about me, me, me. I like mutually reciprocal situations. Like if we can reciprocate, You love on me, I love on you. You do for me, I do for you. I celebrate you, you celebrate me. My boyfriend will tell you, I'll make up a reason to celebrate you. I'm so serious. Because I want him to feel, respected and honored. But I don't understand people who don't celebrate their significant other. That is wild to me. Said another person really can't make you happy. They cannot CC at all. Show can't. Yeah, your personal flunky. I can't say, like, miss me with it. And that type of dynamic is very conditional too. Because the minute you step outside of something that they like, they usually are holy terrors. It's not worth it. Just make yourself happy. That means if something ever happened and things go left, then I'm going to be okay because you were not the source of my happiness. Anytime you are distraught and destroyed, that means you gave up too much of your own power. Baby, ask anybody that know me. I'm not going to blink twice. Might be sad for about 24 hours. I'm going to pick myself up, dust myself off, move on with it. I give myself a 42 to 72 hour morning window. Especially if it wasn't that long, maybe 24. I'm just not going to be that knee deep and distraught. Don't ever give somebody that much power. Child, my mama would look at me like I was crazy. Girl, if you don't cut it out. No, mama, he left me. Okay, you'll be all right. Nope. And that's not to say you didn't care about nobody. But again, we give up way too much control. I'll never understand people that feel like they can't pick up and move on because somebody is gone. Bye. Bye, Felipe. People like, when are you hard? I'm not hard. We have to teach people to be better at. You said I had to leave IG to come here. It's not about being hard. I teach my kids rejection is a part of life. Rejection is a part of life. We do not teach our kids that rejection is a part of life. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to love you. Everybody's not going to want to stay with you. Your responsibility is how you move on and move forward once you understand that that's what it is. Don't be calling me talking about you feel like you about to do something. No. You're stronger than that. You're stronger than that. No. No, no, and no. It's all right. You'll be all right. You'll love again. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to have your moments, but you got to move forward. I just don't. I allow my kids to talk about their emotions if they go through a breakup or something like that, but we talk through it. All right, I hear you and I'm sorry. It's okay to feel what you feel, but now it's time to move on. Sorry to this man. I promise you now, you can ask anybody who has ever dated me. Did Winter ever try to circle? Nope, she did not. Never heard from Winter again. And she blocked me. I'm so serious. Only because I get weirded out by exes tracking me. Don't track me. I'm okay with being cool, but if I notice that you're a weirdo and every time I turn around, you in my stories, you like in my picture, like, you gotta stop. If I start seeing that, you get blocked. You're not about to disturb my peace now. We done moved on. We done. You need to leave me alone. And I consider that, but you are bothering me. I shouldn't have to see you everywhere. I don't spin the block. That's not my ministry. I'm not a spinner blocker. That is not in my resume. There is not one man that could provide proof of me spinning the block. I promise you that. Not one. Not even a half a screenshot of nothing. She wanted me back. No, Winter didn't. That's just it's not how I do things. It's a wrap. When it's a wrap, it's a wrap. Not even close. Hey, Purple Queen. You exactly. And some people can't. You said you had to get a restraining order on an ex. Now, y'all, that's just going to, okay, Purple Queen, thank you for saying that. This be the kind of stuff where I'm telling you, parents failed their kids. They don't teach their kids how to deal with rejection. I promise y'all, these are real conversations I have with my boys and my girls. I'm not even kidding. It's literally a lack of parenting. People struggle with rejection. And you have to teach your kids. This is why I don't believe in participation awards. No, sometimes there are winners and losers. You're not going to win everything. Everything is not going to go your way. People are allowed to change their mind. You don't own a person in this world. You don't own people. So when people change their mind about you, it's because they're allowed to. They're human beings. People change their mind. You might not like that their minds have changed, but you got to move on. I would never be okay with my son stalking a woman because she didn't want to be with him no more. Or my daughter over here stalking a man because he didn't want to be. No, move on. He's stated his business. You got to take it for what it is and move on. But because parents don't have these types of conversations, and y'all to condition these people to believe that everybody should want them and that they're the best thing since sliced bread. So when somebody damaged their ego and don't want them no more, they over here acting a plum fool. That's crazy. I'm telling y'all, my mama did not play with us ever. She never played with us like that. I wish I would tell my mom over here stalking some dude. I don't believe my mom. I don't believe my mom spank anymore, but child, she might have to figure it out. What? I know my mom be like, I know you lying. Ain't no child of mine stalking no man. Y'all, I promise you, I have had to have a couple of conversations with some little girls that couldn't let go of one of my sons. And I promise you, my sons are very emotionally intelligent because we do not sugarcoat stuff with our kids. So I'm going to tell you, I kid you not, this happened. So my son was dating someone and he wanted to break up with her. He said he had tried talking to her. He had sat her down. And she just wasn't willing to accept the breakup. So he literally called his dad and he said, Dad, I think I'm just going to block her. And his dad said, no, you're going to handle it like a man. And you're going to call her and let her know that you are no longer interested, give the reasons why, and you wish her well. But you don't get to be a punk and block her. So he was like, if you feel like she has the tendency to spaz out, then pick up the phone. I don't agree with you meeting her in person, but you're at least going to give her a call. He literally made my son call her back and actually break up with her respectfully and move on. This girl about lost her mind. She was so ridiculous. She sent him a Cash App. Bless her heart. I really hope she has gotten some healing. But she sent him a Cash App to tell him to unblock her. Which It's a little genius, because I would have never thought to do that. But at that point, now mama's got to have a conversation, because ma'am, we know for a fact he told you he wanted to leave the relationship respectfully. You do not get to stalk him, and you do not get to continue to harass him, because he has decided that he no longer wants to entertain the relationship any longer. Now, at this point, I will contact your parents, because we got to stop. So it's not that parents I don't really want to get involved, because I want to believe we've raised our kids to handle breakups respectfully. However, sometimes I'm telling you, we don't raise there are grown people who literally cannot accept no for an answer. No means no. It's not, sometimes it has nothing to do with the type of person you are. But I'm telling you now, you're not going to harass my kids because you can't accept no for an answer, or that he's decided to go in a different direction. People are allowed to change their minds. You said, I almost missed the live. Hey, Jovan. You said, love seeing you with the Silvers this weekend. We had a good time Saturday night. We really did. I'm trying to think. I think the last time we saw them was the Silvercella, but we really had a good time. We did. Hey, Faith is the substance. You said he broke up with me because of my cancer diagnosis and then regret. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But why the heck is he stalking you after he broke up with you? Now somebody sound like they a few sandwiches short of a picnic, because how you gonna break up with me and then stalk me? I really believe some people be spazzing out because you ain't jacked up because they broke up with you. Now all of a sudden you want to circle back and be a nuisance. What? You said I completely agree. Emotional intelligence is underrated. I feel like it needs to be a class in school. Human psychology with emotional intelligence spin, just like financial education should be embedded. Our kids in our county, they're required to take a financial literacy class. Required. You said my son is 31 and he's going through that now. This chick refuses to leave him alone. I'm about to get involved. I don't care. But Mickey, once I knew that my son had did his part, and I'm telling you, his dad held him accountable. His dad absolutely held him accountable. So he wasn't allowed to punk out. He had to handle it respectfully. But once he has done his job and you're still cutting up, then I'm about to involve myself. Say whatever you will, but you're not about to stalk my son. Go on now. I would hate for you to have a record, because I do not play that. They will always be my baby. I don't care how old they get. And I don't mean no harm, but you're not about to stalk me. You know what? And it's so interesting, and you have to know it's mental, right? This happened to me when what grade was I in? Was I in 10th grade? I was in 10th grade. We had a young boy. I mean, he was a 10th grader, obviously, as well, but he transferred into our high school. And it was, y'all, granted, I grew up in a predominantly white area. It wasn't a whole lot of Black people. It just wasn't. So it wasn't like it was a whole lot of Black boys who went to my school. Anyway, neither here nor there. At the time, my boyfriend that I was dating didn't live in the same city. He lived in Little Rock, which is about 2.5 hours away from where I live. So I didn't have a boyfriend that would walk around school with me. I walked by myself. Anyway, this young boy had transferred to our school, and he just became infatuated with me. I didn't really think anything of it, y'all, until I literally everywhere in school that he would find me, he would follow me. And I'm just like, this is not regular. So my friends are like, girl, he is stalking you. And I'm like, no, like, I'm in the 10th grade. I don't know no better. But he started writing, like leaving letters in my locker. And I mean, it would be these long 3-page letters talking about all these things that he had dreamed of with me. I said, okay, I got to go to the counselor. So the counselor had to have a conversation with him. He still wouldn't listen. And then he actually got sent to the principal's office. What they ended up having to do was literally split up our class. Look, y'all, he was not well. He was not well. And this was 10th grade. I knew then it is not fun to deal with people who can't. And I never dated them, never entertained them, never pretended like it was nothing like that. He just had an infatuation. I said, oh, heck no. And he was weird. He ended up getting transferred back out of the school. He wasn't well. Something was seriously wrong with him. So I literally don't play with stuff like that. When people start being weird, and when I told you to leave me alone, you need to leave me alone. So I don't play. You got one good time to show me you ain't capable of moving on. And you're not gonna see him. You're not gonna email me to death. You're not gonna text me to death. You're not gonna be on my social media. No. Block, report, document. If I need a restraining, I've only had to do that one other time in my life. One other time in my life. And that was a mess. Now, fortunately, what helped is that, was going through a divorce, and my attorney didn't play that mess. So we had to send a nice little letter, strong letter. Unless he would like a restraining order, he needs to leave her alone. But you're not going to email me no 50-page letters explaining nothing. High mahogany. And I'm not saying people are not allowed to have feelings, but at some point you got to leave people alone. Go talk to somebody. I am not it. I cannot help you. Nothing I can do. He said at the school I work in, we had one girl that couldn't handle being ignored by another boy. And she brought a knife to school, and the boy was, you said, now... The boy was musty. Listen, if you are on Instagram, I'm getting ready to disconnect Instagram. Come join us on YouTube. I'm going to be on here for about another 5 to 6 minutes. But thank you guys for joining me. I'll be back live at another time, but I'm going to disconnect Instagram for now. You guys have a great day. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. He was musty. Y'all, I can't. Oh goodness. See, that's scary though. I couldn't imagine my child being so destroyed. Being so destroyed and distraught because somebody's not paying attention to her. What? That is wild. Please raise your kids with some level of self-esteem. Please. It's crazy to me. That means your self-esteem is in the toilet because somebody won't pay attention to you. I thank God, y'all. I promise y'all, if I don't thank my parents for nothing else, if I don't thank my daddy for nothing else, I thank them for raising us all with a strong sense of self. I'm not going to sit here and be down in the dumps because you didn't pay attention to me, because you don't want me. Bye. I'm going to be all right. That's crazy. You brought a knife to school? You going to stab him because he don't want to pay attention to you, girl? It's a mental health epidemic. Something's wrong. I promise y'all, I cannot fathom it. I cannot fathom it. It's no way, no how. I get this from my daddy. My daddy has a lot of pride. I promise you, I'm his child. My pride wouldn't, I would not want a man to know I was so pressed. I would want him to know that he had even impacted me. Baby, he would see me living my best life and then some. Ain't no way. I would never give a man a satisfaction. You're not about to break me. Bye. Wish you well. I didn't get that gene. I don't know what gene that is. That's not my ministry. You said what? When I was younger, a boy punched me in the face because let somebody hit my baby. That happened to me when I was in the 3rd grade. A little boy hit me because he liked me. When I tell you my daddy showed up to his house and told his mama if she didn't handle it, he would. He never messed with me again. He said, you can hit somebody else's child, but don't you ever touch what's mine. Though we gonna have a bad misunderstanding. Literally, he walked into his mama's house. He got a spanking too. Bless his heart. He said my dad raised me not to play around with a woman's heart. And my mom taught me how to respectfully move on when it was time. Yeah, Jovan, it's important. And I think so often too, women conflate. I was just talking to my son about this. Women conflate a man respectfully moving on as they take it personally. And they will say that a man played with their heart because the man doesn't want them anymore, when that's actually not true. A man cannot want you. He doesn't have to want you. He doesn't have to want to be with you. He doesn't have to want to marry you. He doesn't have to do anything. And if he decides that he wants to move on, he's free to do so. You cannot then, as a woman, say that man played with your heart because he decided he wanted to go in a different direction. Now, playing with a woman's heart is possible. But that's not, I've seen women conflate a man not wanting them with him playing with your heart. Not if he's communicated that he doesn't want you anymore. And I tell my sons to be very upfront, be honest. But you can't then say my son was playing with your heart when he told you he didn't want to be with you anymore. No, that's you being mad because he doesn't want to be with you anymore. That's not him playing with your heart. There's a difference. Now, I don't agree with men playing with women's heart. You need to be honest. You need to be upfront. Juggling 25 different women and you love them all. I can't respect that. That's not okay. Good, actually, Arbery. Sometimes you got to do that. I don't play about my kids now. You got one good time to swing anybody's hand. My son got suspended from school for fighting somebody who called my daughter the N-word. And his dad was like, well, he's not in trouble for that. We'll come get him. But he's not in trouble. He should defend his sister. Absolutely should defend his sister. He's not in trouble. All right, y'all. I actually got to go pick up my son. He has early release today. I got to see what my schedule looks like, but I'll probably go back live this evening because we didn't get to half the stuff I want to talk about. Child, Jovan, baby, I can't imagine. I promise you it ain't my ministry. It ain't in my ministry. It's just not. Be impressed, baby. You never know. If I'm hurt, you'll never know it. My poker face is loud. If I feel a way, you'll never know it. But it ain't no way. None of the men that I've dated between my ex-husband and now would even be worth being pressed over for longer than 24 hours. And some, I was never pressed. Once it was done, I was grateful. It's more in that bucket than it is in the bucket of the 24 hours. You know what I mean? So just, I don't know. I don't understand it. But I feel like we got a lot more to talk about, because let me tell y'all what, this whole YouTube nonsense, blogger nonsense, woo, y'all, we got to discuss. But that's a different story for a different day. So good to see y'all. I will be back at a later time. I'll make an announcement on the YouTube page. Y'all have a great and glorious day.